An EC 103.1 sports presentation. Eureka College Red Devils men's and women's basketball on EC 103.1.
Brewer, corner triple, knocked down. Big shot there by Michael Brewer.
This Red Devils broadcast is made possible by City Blue Technologies in Peoria, an Epson dealer serving Central Illinois with sustainable office printing solutions. By Potter Rentals in Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. By Heartland Bank and Trust, Randy Bigol, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994. And by Kirby Foods in Metamora.
Austin with the dump off pass to Brown. Brown kick out, Provost three, good.
Here's a top of the key three, Webb, and that one falls through.
Now, let's go live to the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth for coverage of today's game.
After roughly a 7-hour drive, the Eureka Red Devils find themselves in Batesville, Arkansas. This time, it's game 21 of the regular season between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. My name is Matthew Swan, and I will be bringing you tonight's coverage right here on EC 103.1. Let's get into things. After this game, Eureka will compete for just 4 more times until their season comes to an end. It feels like these games have just been going by faster and faster. The Red Devils coming off that 61-41 loss on the road to Westminster in Missouri. Eureka's offense, as we have seen throughout the course of the season, usually feathers in the second quarter, but the Blue Jays in that game limited them to just 4 points in that quarter. Courtney Hart, who has been one of Eureka's offensive leaders, has missed the last 2 games for the Red Devils. She will not appear in tonight's ball game either. She did not end up traveling with the team. But don't let that stop us from the fact that we need to recognize Eureka has grown as a team. Take a look at their first game, for example, when they were blown out by Wisconsin Oshkosh mid-November. I believe the final score of that game, 83-33. The Red Devils were still forming. Remember, Eureka only had 2 returners for the season coming into this one, but that's all we have for you on the pregame side of things. We'll talk more about Eureka and their growth as we come back, but for now, we send it to break. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Bigol, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybigol.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com. We welcome you back into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. You're listening to EC 103.1 for tonight's coverage between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. Before we cut to break there, we talked about Eureka's growth and the way they have progressed throughout the course of this season. Again, they only came into this season with just 2 returners from last year, of which were Alyssa Taylor and Sierra Garcia Reich. Obviously, they both are no longer playing for the remainder of the season, but again, one of the things that, as we take a look at Eureka's growth and the way they've been progressing, one of the things that Coach Pace has been telling his team, he believes they could be heavy SLIAC contenders by this time next season, and that is not ridiculous to say. Coach Pace, another thing he places a lot of emphasis on is the fact that he is great at recruiting high-rated players, and we know that Layla Hadley, one of Eureka's point guards, is a very good example of that. By the time Coach Pace started recruiting this season, Eureka was already halfway through the year, and by that time it was kind of too late, so Coach Pace decided we're going to label this as a development year. We're going to have our team kind of learn how to play with each other, form that type of relationship on the floor, and that's exactly what he's done. The Red Devils, of course, sit last in the SLIAC, 0-11. But as we take a look at the Fighting Scots tonight, it is their Alzheimer's Awareness Night. They are raising awareness by honoring the families and really everyone affected by this disease. So they are playing for something greater than themselves tonight. Their season as well almost coming to an end, but we see the starting 5 for both sides on the floor. A very interesting game. Lyon happens to be one of the top 5 teams in conference play. So this will be a big game for really both sides. It's Bowman in the center, and this one will be won by Eureka as Kayla Collins comes up with the basketball. She crosses half court and will be guarded by Kershiria Woods, the sophomore guard. Kayla right side of the court. Bounce pass over to Bowman. Hadley on the run, stands at the top of the key. Hadley to her left hand, stops her feet, passes in the paint, open look for Armstrong, and she knocks it down, and that is the exact start to this ball game that Coach Pace was looking for. Here's Woods on the other end, kicks it out, stands in the right corner, goes for 3 off the front of the rim, no good, and Armstrong steps out of bounds. Another big point of emphasis here, one of the players for the Fighting Scots, Alyssa Abascal, who, if you were with us last year, you remember she used to play for Eureka, and she did not play in the recent matchup between the Red Devils and the Fighting Scots, but there's Kaza knocking down a triple and putting the Scots on top 3-2. We're seeing a similar pattern to how the Red Devils started their most recent game against Westminster. Of course, a lot of energy into that one. That's usually how Eureka starts off, but we see that energy fade away as they get later into the ball game. There's a turnover against the Red Devils. That'll be their first of the night. So it'll be Kaza. She will inbound it over to Woods. Woods finding some space, stops her feet, kicks it out to Abascal, top of the key. Abascal passes to Molly Mason in the paint. She puts it up, no good, but she does draw the contact, and she will be sent to the line for a chance for 2 free throws. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com. Mason able to knock down both free throws. 7-2 Lyon lead here in the early stages. Martinez at the rim, and she will be blocked by the senior Savannah Lopez, who is just a strong interior presence for the Fighting Scots. We're going to be seeing a lot of those defensive stops. Lyon happens to be arguably the best defensive team in the entire SLIAC, and you can see Woods heavily guarding Collins. Red Devils finally able to get out of some trouble here. It's Armstrong, top of the key. Crossover move, goes up for 3, bang! There's a triple from Miracle Armstrong, the sophomore guard out of Chicago, Illinois. And excuse me, that ties this ball game up at 5. The scoreboard was wrong for a minute. On the other end, Mason back to work, and she touches it off the glass. That puts the Scots on top 7-5. Hadley pushing the pace at the rim, and traded buckets between both sides. A very aggressive Eureka Red Devils team in the opening quarter. Here's Abascal. She will flip it off to Natalia Kaza. Kaza has to kick it out back to Abascal. Gets inside the perimeter. Left wing, pass to Lopez, open in the paint, and it's Kaza off the glass for two. And another clean bucket from the Fighting Scots. As we look at the statistics, they happen to be shooting 37.8% from the field, which, if you don't know a lot about basketball, that is really well, because the average for Division III women's basketball is roughly between 35% to 42%. 2-point game, and that'll be a turnover off of the Fighting Scots, as Mason tried to feed it to Kaza, who was underneath the basket. The pass a little outside of her range. So it's Hadley up the floor. She will cross half court, guarded by Abascal. Hadley standing deep in the left wing. Good screen by Bowman. Hadley stops her feet, and she's blocked. Who else? By Savannah Lopez. Here's an open look for Kaza, rushing to the rim off the glass, and that's an easy bucket for the senior guard. Natalia Kaza, who has just led this team really offensively. She broke her own school record earlier this season for points in a single game. Lopez comes up with another block, and there's a whistle on the floor after a fight for the basketball. So Savannah Lopez, 3 blocks already in not even the first 4 minutes of this ball game. Scots 11, Red Devils 7. 6:36 left to play, and the referees will discuss that previous play. I feel as if they are signaling, and they're going to say Lyon basketball. So they think it went off of Eureka, and the Red Devils will turn things over here. Abascal inbounds it over to Mason. Mason back to Abascal, dribbling and switching between her left and right hand. Kaza inside to Mason, fighting for the basketball, puts it up, no good, gets her own offensive board, another miss, and it's Hadley who pulls down the board. Hadley pushes the pace, finds Collins, and Collins unable to stop her feet. She will travel and turn it over. So one of the big factors for Eureka, aside from their ability to stay motivated and energetic as the game progresses, has been their ball control, and they haven't been super efficient controlling the basketball. And it's starting to play a factor early on. Here's a bucket, no good for Mason, tipped out of bounds, and it'll go to Eureka. 6 minutes left to play. Red Devils down by 4. And it will be Miracle Armstrong to inbound here for the Red Devils. Eureka, who are wearing their black jerseys, black pants. Lyon, white tops and white pants. Hadley guarded heavily by Kamaya Porter. Drifts over to her left, has to stop her feet. Great defense by Porter. Hadley in trouble, 14 on the shot clock. She bounce passes it over to Collins, right wing. Collins inside the perimeter, trying to find some space, and she's just going to have to fire up an awkward shot, and it was taken away by Lopez. That one controlled, and a pass to Porter, who stands across half court, nearly traveling the basketball. It's Abascal slowing things down here for the Scots. Abascal will direct traffic, drift over to her right. In the paint, it's Paris Halliburton against Martinez, and she knocks down the bucket as the Scots extend their lead. Armstrong, one of the better ball controllers on this Eureka team, and that one, I believe, drifted out of bounds. So the Scots pick up another turnover against the Red Devils. Again, Eureka 0-20. Lyon College currently sitting at 9-10. They're coming off of a big loss to Webster, only by 2. There's a triple, no good from Kaza, and it's Bowman pulling down the rebound. Here comes Hadley across half court, inside the perimeter, left side of the basket, kicks it out. Armstrong with another 3, and she knocks it down. Miracle Armstrong, her second triple of the night, and the Red Devils are chipping away at the point deficit. Kashiria Woods kicks it out. Here's a deep two from Mason, and that'll be no good, but there was a foul on the shot, I believe. Oh, it was actually on Halliburton. So Halliburton will be sent to the line, but for now, the Red Devils call a timeout as they look to reset. 13-10, Lyon on top with 4.5 left to go in quarter number 1. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned, with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Eureka down by 3 with 4.5 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. The Fighting Scots in this ball game are being led by Natalia Kaza, who has also been their offensive leader throughout the course of the season. She leads the entire SLIAC in scoring with 21.6 points per game. We mentioned she broke her own school record for points in a single game earlier this season, but she has also earned the 2025 Wooden Citizen Cup nomination due to her leadership across the campus of Lyon College. And she continues to make an impact on this team. But as we return, it'll be Paris Halliburton at the free throw line for 2. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Volkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com. Halliburton goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. And Eureka on the other end, an immediate travel by Miracle Armstrong, who, if you remember, I just got done talking about how she happens to be a really good player in terms of ball control. And I might have jinxed that one a little bit. Here's Woods for Lyon. Bounce pass to Halliburton in the paint, right side of the basket. And again, drawing the contact. Halliburton, a 5'9 junior out of New Bern, Tennessee. Another strong interior presence. She is on the court when Savannah Lopez is taking a break. And that's a positive thing for the Fighting Scots. They have such a deep roster. They have plenty of bench depth, something Eureka hasn't had all season long. And again, one of the strong points Coach Pace for Eureka has made is that he is planning to really turn this program around within the next year. Obviously, not the year Eureka was hoping for, but what can you do with a small school? Red Devils basketball. Collins inside the perimeter, loses it. Martinez recovers, kicks it out to Armstrong, right wing. 13 on the shot clock. Armstrong will direct traffic. She goes up for a triple. That one off the mark. Offensive board by Martinez. Armstrong again with possession. Kicks it out. Martinez thought about the three. Hands it off to Collins. Here's a deep triple from the top of the key off the left side of the rim. And the rebound pulled away by Woods. Woods up the floor, kicks it out to Abascal, left wing. Here's Halliburton back to work in the paint, no good. And the rebound tipped to Bowman. It'll be Armstrong across the court, nearly lost it, recovered by Hadley. The defensive pressure from Lyon continuing to build. 3:15 in the opening quarter left to go. Lyon leads it 16-10. 10 on the shot clock. Hadley inside the perimeter, across the free throw line, kicks it out. Martinez for three from the left wing, no good off the glass. And it's Halliburton with the rebound, and Bowman got her hands in there. It'll be a jump ball, according to the referee. So it'll stick with the Red Devils here. 3:01 left to play. Again, a different starting lineup for the Scots in this one, as Alyssa Abascal, the former Red Devil, is on the floor. She did not play in the most recent matchup between these two teams. That was a matchup in which Lyon defeated Eureka back in Illinois by a score 89-57. Lyon basketball taken away by Bowman, and it's Collins on the other end. Fast break opportunity. At the rim, puts it up, no good. Ball pulled down by Kamaya Porter. And that is something Eureka hasn't been able to do. Execute on the fast break opportunities. The three from Kaza, no good. Armstrong with the basketball. The Red Devils are really pushing themselves on these drives. At the rim, off the glass, no good, but she does get fouled, and she'll have a shot at 2. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com. 2 substitutions for the Fighting Scots as we see Woods back into the game, and we see Savannah Lopez step back in as well as Halliburton will come out of that center position. Armstrong 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Here's Mason, fast break, kicks it out. Kaza, triple from the right corner, no good, and Mason is there for the offensive board. Passed outside of the perimeter. Woods circling, goes up against Collins, nearly lost it. Mason kicks it out. Woods, right wing triple off the back of the rim, no good, and it'll be Armstrong to take it away. Red Devils push the pace. Collins, right wing, goes up for 3. This one off the glass and good. Kayla Collins, her first triple of the night. 3-point game, Lyon on top. Lyon tried to push the pace, and they get lucky. It was knocked out of bounds, but it'll stick with the Fighting Scots, so they catch a break on a missed opportunity. Red Devils coming into this season 2-3 overall against Lyon, as if you remember, Lyon College was officially announced as a new member of the SLIAC back on August 22nd of 2022. That pass goes out of bounds, and this time Eureka gets the benefit of the doubt. 3-point game, 1:45 left to go in quarter number 1. Here comes Hadley across half court. Left side, that one's taken away by Woods. She got her hand in there. Woods pushes the pace. Bounce pass, she tried to get it over to Joanna Zohal, no good. Red Devils get it back. Martinez, left wing triple. That one spins in and out. Nearly tied it up. Woods on the other end in the paint, and it's stripped. Oh, and they're gonna say jump ball. I feel like that should have been a steal, and they're gonna let Lyon maintain possession here, but Hadley, almost like a football player, she got her hands in there and practically stripped it away. Deep pass to Lopez. Brown is there. She takes it away. Here comes Collins across the floor, inside the perimeter. Goes up for a deep 2 and knocks it down. Kayla Collins starting to gain some of that confidence back in this opening quarter. 1-point game. Lyon will look to respond. Here's Kaza shifting to her right. Lopez goes up for a deep 2, and that shot nowhere near being successful, but she draws contact. She will get sent to the line. The Red Devils have to be careful of how much they're fouling in this ball game. Savannah Lopez on the year in her senior season. A lot of leadership displayed on this women's basketball team for the Fighting Scots. First attempt at the line is good. Lopez in just her second year at Lyon College. She came in, transferred as a junior, and now she is wrapping up her collegiate season, her collegiate career. She will go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. And Coach Pace doesn't like what he sees on the floor. He'll call a timeout, his second of the night. 17-15, Lyon on top with just under a minute left to go. Stay tuned. We'll be back. You're listening to EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
Red Devils down by 2 with 57.8 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. You are listening to EC 103.1. The Red Devils, given their previous statistics, given their roster size, they are really staying competitive in this ball game. Again, this is a trend that we have seen from Eureka throughout the course of the season. They come in with a lot of energy and momentum, but as mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is a type of momentum that starts to dissolve as we progress later into the ball game. So we'll see if Eureka can overcome that obstacle. Collins with the basketball, she will get fouled. One of the strong suits for Lyon is that they play such great defense, but sometimes that bites them in the end because they get a little too physical. And just like that last play, they end up fouling. 43.7 left to go. Armstrong looks to inbound, bounce pass to Hadley, who stands deep in the left wing, guarded heavily by the Fighting Scots. 12 on the shot clock. Hadley in that same position, not doing much. Finally makes a move, gets to the basket, open look, and what a move from Layla Hadley. We haven't seen that in a long time from the newcomer. And it's a tied ball game at 17. Bounce pass tipped by Armstrong, saved by Nia Evans. Here's a triple, top of the key, that one off the glass, no good. Bowman pulls down the basketball. And I believe Coach Pace called a timeout before the jump ball could be signaled. But we will keep things here. The Red Devils not losing any fight, at least for right now. The clock stops at 10.7. That's plenty of time for the Red Devils to grab a basket and grab the lead at the end of the first quarter, maybe go into quarter number 2 on top. We've seen the Eureka Red Devils do that several times this season, a couple of times that season, but both times they have done that was against Blackburn College, that first game at home, the second game on the road. Those were the most competitive games Eureka has put up this season. Both games in which Eureka displayed their offensive production pretty frequently, but again, not able to pull off the win. It's that fourth quarter. Eureka just not able to hold on. So both teams make their way back out onto the floor. 10.7 left to go. Hadley will immediately be met by Olivia Jones. 4 on the clock. Bowman, she's going to have to get something out. Less than a second, and she gets fouled right before the buzzer. So Eureka will have, let's wait for the time to be put back on the clock. They might have less than a second. The clock was winding down. That's been another struggle for Eureka, not being aware of how much time they have to shoot the basketball. A lot of mental mistakes. Things that are easily avoidable. No official time put on the clock yet. Collins will be the one to inbound for Eureka. There has been some trouble at the scorer's table. So it looks like 3 seconds will be put on the clock. It looks like there's going to be another change here. There we go, 0.3 seconds on the clock. This will be a quick catch and shoot opportunity for Eureka. Collins to Brown, and she does not even take a shot attempt. So the opening quarter comes to a close. Both teams knotted up at 17, and Eureka showing a lot of fight. Stay tuned, we will be back for the second quarter, coming up right here on EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
17-17, that is the current score after one quarter here in Batesville, Arkansas, as we get ready for the second quarter between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call, and as always, you are listening to EC 103.1. So through one quarter, Eureka's offensive leader has been Miracle Armstrong. She got Eureka started early, knocked down a couple of triples, and she has been a big piece as to why the Red Devils have been able to come into this game with so much momentum. Eureka had a chance at the end of the quarter to potentially grab the lead, but again, just not being aware of how much time is on the shot clock, or in that case, the game clock. But they will start with the basketball here in quarter number 2. Collins, right wing, holds the ball overhead, not dribbling the basketball, and she will be fouled immediately and help herself up to her feet. 10 seconds shaved off the clock. Again, Lyon, such a great defensive team. They're physical, and they will do anything they can to get the basketball, but sometimes they are a little too physical. So Collins inbounds it over to Hadley. Bowman flips it to Hadley, right wing. Hadley against Woods. Finds some space under the basket. Bounce pass. Armstrong with the right hand off the glass. It was a good shot, but the redirect did not benefit her. Here comes Woods. Crossover move against Collins, and she will have to spin outside of the perimeter. Abascal back into this ball game for Lyon, right wing. Overhead pass to Lopez. Spins around and knocks down the bucket in the paint. Savannah Lopez, again, a strong interior presence. There's a baseball pass. Collins for 3 off the back of the rim, and the rebound hauled in by Molly Mason, and there's a foul immediately against Eureka on Abascal. 9:08 left to play. Lyon 19, Eureka 17 in game number 21 of the season for the Red Devils. It'll be Woods across half court. Pass to Mason, who stands at the top of the key, drifts over. Here's Kaza from the free throw line, pulls up and knocks it down. 4-point lead for Lyon in the opening stages of quarter number 2. Eureka in some trouble. Hadley was double teamed, finds Brown. Brown back to Hadley, who directs traffic. Brown, open look for 3, and Raylan Brown, who has had a lot of experimenting from beyond the arc, is starting to really find herself on the floor. There's a foul against Eureka on Kashiria Woods, and Woods will be sent to the free throw line. Woods in her sophomore season out of Louisiana. 8:28 left to go. Successful on attempt number 1. Woods, a player, she is the backbone of this offense, if you will. The fastest player on the floor right now. She'll go 2 for 2 at the line, but she is a very quick player. Quick on her feet, and she knows how to get around. That's always a positive thing. Eureka, again, not having a lot of that capability because they player to be fast on the floor. They're going to get tired really quickly, and they don't have that depth to substitute players in and out. There's a bucket from Lyon. Eureka trying to find a quick response. Armstrong directs traffic while dribbling across half court. That pass is tipped but recovered by Newton. Hadley, top of the key, finds Brown, goes up for the pump fake, kicks it out. Kenna Newton from the left corner for 3 off the rim. Armstrong with the offensive board. Kicks it out. Brown for 3, and good. Raylan Brown, her second triple of the night, and the 3 ball is working really well for Eureka tonight. Woods pulls up from the free throw line and sinks it in. 29 points for the Fighting Scots as they just continue to pull away. Hadley on the other end. Back to Brown. Brown from the top of the key, and another triple from the freshman. And she ties this ball game up. And it's funny, I had a feeling that this would be a really good game for her. Mason goes out of bounds. Eureka has numbers. They need to push the pace, and they slow it down. Here's Newton for 3, and good. Kenna Newton puts Eureka on top, their first lead of the night. They're up 30-27 with 6:42 left to play in the first half. Lyon will look for a response. It's Kaza, and that's what you do. If you're in trouble, if at any point you feel like you're starting to slip away, you give the basketball to your best offensive player, and that's exactly what Lyon did. And that's going to be a foul against Alyssa Abascal. She ran straight into Brooklyn Bowman as Bowman placed a really well screen. And honestly, that might have Hadley get around her defender and have more of an open look. The ball's inbounded. Hadley deep in the right wing. 14 on the shot clock. Hadley crossover move. Kicks it out to Martinez in the left wing. Martinez finds Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Brown loses it, and it's recovered, and finally Brown gets it back. Martinez, left wing, goes up for 3 off the front of the rim. Martinez hasn't been as confident in her shooting capability. She's been struggling recently. From the rim, it's a 1-point lead for the Fighting Scots. 5:43 left to go. Here's Hadley back to work. Red Devils spaced out really well. Martinez creates some space. Brown, right wing triple on target, and she is on fire. 4 3-pointers in this quarter, and that puts Eureka back up by 2. Woods stops her feet at the top of the key, flips it over to Kaza, overhead pass to Lopez. Great defense by Eureka. Lopez, deep 2, and sinks it in. Tied ball game, 33-33, with just over 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Hadley back to work. She loses it out of bounds. That's not an easy spot to play on offense, especially if you are a Red Devil, because that is right in front of the Lyon Fighting Scots bench, and that will cause Coach Pace and the Red Devils to take a timeout. We will also take a break. Stay tuned. 33-33, just under 5 minutes left to go. You're listening to EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
Both teams tied up at 33 with just under 5 minutes left to go in quarter number 2. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call, and you are listening to EC 103.1. Lyon will start with the basketball. As always, it's the sophomore guard, with a clean block. Raylan Brown is on fire in this ballgame. 4 triples in this quarter, and now she adds a block to her resume. So Woods will inbound. Halliburton, not an easy player to go up against. There's another great stop in the paint by Brown, and she's going to flip it over to Hadley. Eureka will have to get this across half court. Martinez, left wing, thought about the 3, gets ahead, finds some space. She loses it, nearly travels, and that will be a jump ball. Martinez is not doing the best job. Lyon. So believe it or not, the Fighting Scots do have a cheerleading squad here, something Eureka doesn't have, as they try to get the fans more into it. Again, it's Alzheimer's Awareness Night here for the Fighting Scots. And there is a decent-sized crowd in attendance. Woods back to work, top of the key, stops her feet, finds Halliburton, hands it over to Lopez, and she knocks it down over Bowman in the paint. And that's just an unbelievable duo. That's a very difficult duo to stop. Halliburton and Lopez, 2 interior presence players for the Scots. Here comes Lyon. Coach Pace upset, and getting tripped up is Isabel Soto, as she will be helped up to her feet by Bowman. So the clock stops at 3:56. Lyon 35, Eureka 33. It'll be Woods to inbound on the left side of the basketball court. Kenna Newton comes out of this ball game, and Brown had to take off a necklace for a minute, which slowed things down. So this one inbound. Porter nearly lost it. Armstrong, great defense. Kicked into the hands of Woods. Great defense by the Red Devils. Here comes Woods up the lane, kicks it out. Lopez. Here's an attempt for three, and this one knocked down by Isabel Soto. That will extend the Scots lead. They're up by 5. In a drive that you thought was going Eureka's way with the way they were applying pressure, and somehow the Scots able to make something out of nothing. Here's Martinez. She's blocked, and it'll go out of bounds off of her. So Eureka maintains possession. Martinez will look deep pass to Hadley, who catches it like a football player running for a Hail Mary. Hadley left wing, 5 on the shot clock. She's deep behind the perimeter. It's Brown, goes up for a deep 2, and for the buzzer. 3-point game, Lyon on top. Here comes Woods. Great defense, bounce pass, Halliburton for a 2, off the front of the rim, and it's Brown. Comes Armstrong. Martinez, right wing, finds some space, bounce pass to Bowman. She puts it up over Lopez and knocks it down. Brooklyn Bowman, the freshman out of Washington, Illinois, cutting down this point deficit. That one lost. It'll stick with Lyon. Coach Pace wanted that one back. Just over 2.5 left to go. Eureka down by 1. Kashiria Woods comes out of this ball game. So this 5 on the floor right now for Lyon is Kaza, Porter, Soto, and Halliburton. That one no good from the Scots. Eureka with possession. Hadley across half court beyond the perimeter. Makes a move. Finds space. Kicks it out. It's Brown. She's on fire. Goes up for Kaza left wing. Finds some space against Armstrong. Puts it up. No good. Gets her own offensive board off the mark. And a jump ball is the signal. Well, boy, I'll tell you what. Natalia Kaza, she seems to be go up against a team like this in quite some time. She seems almost like she isn't conditioned. She seems to be a little wiped out. And it's interesting because, of course, she's the team's leading offensive scorer, but she hasn't been heavily involved in this ballgame, at least not as much as she has been previously. Eureka basketball. Armstrong to Brown. Brown passes across the court to Martinez. Martinez from the free throw line. Too strong. Gets there. She gains the lead, 39-38. A minute 41 left to go. Abascal finds Woods, top of the key. There's a screen from Lopez. Woods stops her feet. Bounce pass to Abascal. 17 on the shot clock. Eureka's defense playing a factor. Abascal goes up with the floater and knocks it down. 1 point lead for the Fighting Scots. Here comes Hadley on the other end. A minute 18 left to go in quarter number 2. Here's Armstrong on the move. Great defense by Abascal. That's one of the factors we saw her use when she was on Eureka. And kicked out to Martinez. Martinez finds Hadley, goes up for 2, no good. Bowman able to pull down the rebound, and again, another jump ball. And they're going to signal Lyon basketball. So the clock stops at 1 minute exactly. Lyon 40, Eureka 39. As always, you're listening to EC 103.1. Matthew Swan on the call. Here's Abascal, left wing, overhead pass to Lopez. Kicks it out. Woods, top of the key triple. No good, and it's Hadley with the rebound. And she will get fouled as she tried to gain possession there. So the Red Devils will have to inbound it. 47.6 seconds left to go 1 point lead for the Fighting Scots. This one inbounded to Hadley. Hadley takes her time, walks, now starts to pick the pace up just slightly. She will be guarded by Abascal. Bounce pass deflected by Kaza, recovered by Brown. 15 on the shot clock. Hadley deep in the left wing, looks for the Brown screen, uses it. Hadley goes to work, kicks it out. Martinez, 6 on the shot clock. Martinez outside, here's Armstrong. Pump fake, puts it up with 2 on the shot clock, no good. And that one nearly tipped out of bounds by Woods. Instead, she recovers. 10 seconds on the game clock. Here's Woods, finds Abascal, nearly lost it. Goes up in the paint. Abascal in trouble, and that is going to be a jump ball. Clock will stop with 1.9 seconds left to go. So if the Red Devils can make a stop here, oh, they're going to say Eureka basketball. So now that, again, for the second quarter in a row, that puts the Red Devils in a position where they could potentially grab the lead towards the end of the quarter. This one into the hands of Hadley. Abascal gets it back, and no good. Great defense by Abascal. Nearly could have had a shot there, but the second quarter comes to an end. The Red Devils still very much in this ball game, 40-39. Lyon on top. Raylan Brown has just developed here in this second quarter, and she is breaking out. 4 triples, 1 block, and she is a big part as to why Eureka is still in this ball game. But that is all we have for you for this first half. We'll send it to break. Stay tuned for the upcoming third quarter right here on EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned, with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
The Best of Our Knowledge explores topics on learning, education, and research. Coming up, an analysis of pottery fragments from ancient Mesopotamia has revealed what may demonstrate a mathematical system developed before numbers. And in the absence of federal funding, a new proposal hopes to create a hub for biomedical research. I'm Lucas Willard, host of The Best of Our Knowledge. This is The Best of Our Knowledge. I'm Lucas Willard. Amid steep cuts in federal funding through the National Institutes of Health, medical research institutions are left seeking ways to protect staff, clinical trials, and the cultivation of breakthrough scientific advancements. In New York, where 1 in 7 doctors are trained, the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai is leading a new effort to secure the future of the biomedical economy. The proposal is called the Empire Biomedical Research Institute. I spoke with Mount Sinai immunologist Dr. Shruti Nayak to learn more.
I think the immediate impacts of changing policies is first of all, what's getting funded is very different, right? So now the priorities have shifted from things like infectious disease research to more chronic disease. And why that's important, particularly for a state like New York, is that New York City is the sort of entryway to the world. We're a global hub, and we saw this in COVID, that in fact we were really hit by COVID first at an epicenter of the disease. So it's really critical that infectious disease and certain types of research get funded. The other thing that's really critical is, our workforce development, our early career researchers. So what we're seeing at Sinai, at other institutes, is that the graduate programs, the programs that train the future scientists, are now contracting. And so what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up losing an entire generation of scientists unless there is investment from the state to say, hey, we value science and we want New York to stay at the forefront of training, our future scientists, our future doctors. So here's a statistic that's extremely impressive. First of all, New York is a powerhouse for science. We train 1 in 11 scientists and 1 in 7 doctors in the nation. And it's extremely important that we maintain that status and signal nationally and globally that we are a destination for scientists to train, to learn, and to stay.
So how much funding from NIH cuts or other sources of federal funding did the School of Medicine lose over, really looking at the past year?
So I don't know the exact dollar amounts of School of Medicine. I think the state has lost about $500 million. And I want to emphasize here. So the good news is that federally, there was bipartisan support, and this is really wonderful for NIH funding. The funding levels are the same, but how that funding is going to be given out is a little bit different, and it's different in very important ways. Like I mentioned, what's going to be funded, who is going to be funded. There were some documents and some memos put out about, initially or up to now, the funding has been given out based on peer review panels, and now they're going to include additional criteria of geographic distribution or other priorities. So what that really ends up sort of leading to is that New York needs to invest to maintain its funding and also to attract additional federal funding to the state to maintain its status.
So you had mentioned that 1 in 7 doctors are trained in New York State, and
that's right.
With the impacts of this funding, to use another term, are you worried about brain drain? Really, if you're losing the ability to train doctors and
that's
health
right.
professionals, and are you worried about expertise being lost in that instructional training?
You've really hit the nail on the head. So it's brain drain. It's going to be brain drain at its worst, right? Because what we're seeing is that other states have already started investing very heavily in making sure that these folks are staying and making sure that they're being attracted to their states, California and Texas in particular. But then also our neighbors to the north are seeing this as an opportunity. So Canada has announced a $1.8 billion initiative to attract talent. So essentially, it's sort of, this is the moment where New York needs to step up and say, no, we are going to keep our best and brightest here. We're going to look out for, not just our scientists and the biomedical discoveries that change life, but doctors that provide life-saving care. And here I must emphasize that, New York has to do this because we are one of the states that pays the highest amounts in healthcare. So if we don't invest in this early stage research and in preventative care, which are things that only government can do, which are things that, pharma really doesn't do, then we're in big trouble.
Now, how about access to clinical trials and developing, I guess, the next generation of treatments and other forms of research to treat disease and other, health issues?
Absolutely. So I really want to commend our governor. She just put out, and in her State of the State mentioned this also, a bolstering biotech initiative in which they do intend to build a clinical trials consortium. New York, this is another really impressive fact. 12.5% of clinical trials across the country, right? That's disproportionate to almost any other state. It's extremely impressive. Mount Sinai runs some of the most cutting edge clinical trials, gives access to care to really underserved populations, and I want to emphasize that clinical trials are a way to treat diseases and advance care that sometimes in cases where there are dire circumstances and no other option. So the Bolstering Biotech Initiative and the Clinical Trials Consortium is absolutely necessary for advancing this. But the other part of what you said, which is what about the future of discovery science and the next generation of therapies and the preventative care? What we're advocating for is that New York double down on those features also. Because if we think about biotechnology and the biotech economy, which the state is very focused on developing, I would say a large majority of that stems out of academic institutions like Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai has been at the forefront of developing new technologies, developing new therapies. We have a tech incubator here. Those are really ideas that come out of scientists' labs in medical schools and universities like Mount Sinai. They spin out and then we start companies. The companies act like little incubators to develop the ideas further, bring it to a therapeutic, and then pharmas come in and really expand, right? So that's the ecosystem. And if you're going to fund only the second part of that ecosystem and the base of that ecosystem isn't funded, then you're going to see it come down like a house of cards.
Now, going back to the Empire Biomedical Research Institute proposal, what other institutions are involved in this proposal, and what will this group, this collective effort, look like if it is materialized?
Yeah, so, the Empire Biomedical Research Institute is really envisioned as a standalone institute for science that is a state funding institute that funds the earliest stage research all the way up to that biotech piece. So, and this, again, this is really meant to be an institute that now brings New York up to the same level as California and Texas, who have been doing this for decades. And they have been reaping benefits in taxes. They have been reaping benefits in new jobs. They have been reaping benefits in preventative care and reduction of healthcare costs. The institute itself would do four things. It would fund early stage research. It would fund workforce development. It would fund technology creation. And I think one of the things that's really, really important here is that it would bring together the entire ecosystem of New York. So upstate, downstate, Long Island, and really connect it to harness the power of scientists across New York. Mount Sinai has taken the lead here, and I will really commend our institute, our scientists, our clinicians. They felt the need early on, and they understood that New York, we can really harness the power of New York to elevate our entire ecosystem. But we're not alone. We've been doing this alongside 14 other medical schools. There's a coalition of 35 organizations, including patient advocacy groups and the business community, and various grassroots organizations, including UAW 4100, which represents our earliest career researchers who are at the most vulnerable stage. So, I think it's this moment where institutions and labor are coming together to say, this is something that's needed to sustain science in New York. This is not a bailout for schools. This is not a, deans getting rich. This is we are securing our position globally, and we are securing our workforce, and we're creating opportunities for the next generation.
And are you working with any state lawmakers right now? We're talking about state funding, and right now it is state budget season.
That's right.
In New York State. So
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com.
It is Alzheimer's Awareness Night for the Lyon Fighting Scots, and we get ready for quarter number 3 between the Eureka Red Devils and Lyon College. Lyon leads it 40-39, and Eureka has been showing fight from the very beginning of this ball game. A large part of why they have been able to stick in this ball game is because of the freshman forward, Raylan Brown, who knocked down 4 different three-pointers in quarter number 2. And really, this Eureka defense as well has been stepping up and performing at a level that we haven't seen them display earlier in this season. Lyon starts with the basketball immediately. Woods gets tripped up, falls to the ground, and it'll stick with Lyon. 5 seconds shaved off the clock. Woods looking to inbound. Deep pass. Lopez finds Woods. Woods goes to her right side of the rim, and she is fouled. And so 11 seconds into this third quarter, we are going to see a trip to the free throw line. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played baseball and tennis and was also a member of the Teague fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can also reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com. Both free throws were knocked down by Lopez. Here's Hadley, left corner triple, left it short. It's Kaza with the rebound. Lyon pushing the pace. Woods on the other end of the floor. Open, drive to the lane. Right hand, no good. Rebound taken away by Brown. Red Devils will slow down the pace. Armstrong crosses half court, met by Woods. Finds Hadley. Hadley over to Brown. Brown for 3, off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped from Lopez to Kaza. Kaza stops her feet at the free throw line, left it short. There's Abascal with the rebound, and that one with some assistance falls through. 5-point lead for the Fighting Scots. Bounce pass over to Armstrong. Armstrong finds Brown. Brown, same spot, triple, this time too strong. So Brown losing some of that accuracy in the early stages of this third quarter. Red Devils get the ball back. Armstrong at the rim and gets a bucket off the backboard. 3-point deficit between Lyon and the Fighting Scots. Here's Kaza, open look, and that one off the glass goes through as well. Coach Pace showing some frustration as the Red Devils not getting into transition fast enough. Armstrong to her left, kicks it out. Brown, deep 2, off the back of the rim, pulled down by Kaza. So Brown in this third quarter, 0 for 3 from the field. Here's Abascal with a wide open look, and that will force Coach Pace and Eureka to call a timeout. 7-point lead for Lyon College. And so we're going to take a break. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee owned with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
(48-41) Lyon on top. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. And as always, you're listening to EC 103.1. So Eureka started this third quarter only down by a point. All of a sudden, they have let that point deficit slip away, and Coach Pace is fired up on the Eureka bench, understandably so. Something we don't really see him get to that point too often, but I think maybe that's what Eureka needs. They need some aggression. They need fire behind their ability to play this sport. 8:10 left to go. It'll be Eureka basketball as Abigail Martinez looks to inbound. And let me just say, Coach Pace has just done a fantastic job at forming this program. Obviously, it hasn't been turned around yet, but you have to start somewhere. And Coach Pace picked up where Coach Hedrick left off from last season, and he's trying to start from scratch. Hadley finding some space, kicks it out to Collins from the free throw line, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken away by Mason. Mason will flip it to Woods, who crosses half court, guarded by Collins. Woods loses the basketball, recovers. Here's Mason for three, no good, and it's taken away by Kaza. The offensive board pulled down and the shot successful. 9-point lead for the Fighting Scots. Eureka crosses half court. It's Hadley inside the perimeter. Stops her feet, puts it up, no good. And Lyon letting Eureka take a lot of awkward shots, a lot of deep shots, if you will. Here's Kaza from the free throw line, and she is successful. 52-41 with just over 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Martinez with the basketball. She's going to bounce it over to Hadley. Coach Pace instructing his team from the Eureka bench. Red Devils slow things down. Martinez drifts over to her left, finds Hadley. Hadley, overhead pass, nearly taken away by Kaza, and Collins touched the basketball, and they're going to say that was off of Eureka as it rolled out of bounds. So the Red Devils pick up yet another turnover, and here comes Lyon. Kaza downhill, and she gets fouled. Clock will stop at 6:45. And they are going to count that as a shooting foul, so Kaza will get sent to the line. Natalia Kaza, the senior guard who is in her senior year at Lyon College. Season high of 39 points, which came in late December of last year against Crowley's Ridge. Kaza successful on the first attempt. 6:45 left to go. We see a substitution as Isabel Soto comes into this ball game for Lyon. And Kaza will go 2 for 2 at the free throw line. So it is a comfortable position for Lyon to be in. Here's Eureka. Hadley. That pass tipped by Mason out of bounds. And Hadley immediately patting her chest, saying that pass was my fault. Didn't mean to make that a questionable pass. Eureka basketball. Here's Martinez to inbound. Martinez finds Hadley beyond the perimeter. Left wing. Hadley backs up, finds Collins, left corner. Inside the paint, stops her feet, puts it up. The shot was good, but they're going to call that a travel. We've seen Collins do that a few times this year. She has such a... She tries to go for a Euro step, but she's a little too slow on the transition. There's a nice bucket from Lopez. 56-41. Lyon on top. Here comes Eureka. Hadley across half court. Bowman sets up a perfectly placed screen. Here comes Hadley. Kicks it out. Newton inside the perimeter, off the back of the rim, no good. Pushing the pace. Here comes Porter inside the paint, right side of the basket, and good. Kamaya Porter, the junior guard out of Batesville, Arkansas, playing here in her hometown. Collins top of the key. Just under 6 minutes left to go. Collins in trouble, kicks it out. Hadley for three, off the mark, and rebounded by Olivia Jones. This one kicked out to Porter. Porter finds Mason, stops her feet, spins around, puts it up. No good. Rebound taken away by Bowman. Here comes Martinez on the other end. Open look, and she had to force a shot there. She felt the pressure as Savannah Lopez was right on her track. 5:10 left to play in this third quarter. Ball stripped away. Hadley comes up with it. Hadley pushes the pace inside the paint, and she will get fouled on a shot attempt and helped up to her feet by Soto. So now Hadley will get sent to the line. We see Soto, Porter, and Coy Bradley. Now is Kaza, Woods, Mason, Abascal, and Lopez. Their original starting five. Hadley no good on attempt number one. And she will go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 5 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. Lyon pushes the pace, and that pass from Woods way out of bounds, way over the head of Kaza. So a turnover against Lyon, their first of a very limited. Bounce pass to Hadley. Hadley in trouble. She's going to have to get rid of this one. Finds Armstrong. Armstrong's going to have to get this across half court. She does just in time. And it's tipped out of bounds, and it'll go in favor of Lyon. Great defense by the Fighting Scots. This will force another timeout to be taken by Coach Pace and Eureka. 4:47 left to play in this third quarter. Lyon 58, Eureka 42. Stay tuned. We'll be 3.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers-Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
.42 is the score here in quarter number 3 as we get ready for the continuation of gameplay between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. Of course, Eureka trailing this ball game. They came into the second half only down by 1, but since then, Lyon, they've started to find their groove. They're getting more comfortable on the floor, and also Eureka practically forced to take a lot of contested shots as this Lyon defense continues to just make an appearance. But it's Lyon basketball to get things started. Abascal right wing, overhead. Mason finds Kaza. Kaza goes for 3 and knocks it down from the right side in front of her bench. 61 points for the Fighting Scots. Kaza continues to add on to her success. Hadley went for the fake pass. Keeps the ball, baseline, finds Bowman. Bowman puts it up off the front of the rim. Rebound taken away by Mason. Here comes Woods. Woods stops her feet, kicks it out. Top of the key, over to Lopez. Now Kaza circling around the perimeter. Abascal in the paint, goes up against Collins. Fadeaway bucket, no good. And it's Hadley, who ends up with the basketball. Red Devils are starting to slow down. We've seen that since the early stages of this quarter. Collins for 3, no good. Rebound taken away by Kaza. 3:40 left to play in this third. And it's tipped out of bounds. And they'll say it sticks with Lyon College. A very sloppy game, not just for Eureka, but for Lyon as well. Lyon does currently obtain the 5th spot in the SLIAC. So Abascal with the putback and knocks down another 2 for the Fighting Scots. Again, here comes Hadley. I'm not seeing a lot of transition here from Eureka. Hadley, nice step back, kicks it out to Armstrong. Goes up for the pump fake, overhead pass to Hadley. Hadley finds Brown, and Kaza nearly stole that one, but she tips it out of bounds. It'll stick with the Red Devils. So Collins will come out of this ball game. Abigail Martinez steps back in. 3:09 left to play, 63-42, Lyon on top. We see 4 different players. Isabel Soto, Kamaya Porter, Coy Bradley, and Paris Halliburton. Inbounded by Armstrong over to Hadley. Good screen from Brown. Hadley, top of the key, drifts to her right. Inside the paint, puts it up on the pump fake. No good, but she draws the contact. So this is a very interesting road trip for the Red Devils because they left for a 7-hour drive. And, of course, tonight they're ready to face off, or excuse me, they are facing off against Lyon. And then tomorrow night they head to Mississippi. This is always the theme for Eureka. They always hold these last 2 games off until the very end of the season because of how long of a road trip it is. Here's Hadley. Good Euro step off the glass, and she knocks it down. And that is Coach Pace's highest rated point guard. Steps up for Eureka and grabs some of that momentum back. Here's side, no good. There's Hadley with the board. Hadley crosses the half-court line, kicks it out to Brown. Brown finds Martinez, pump fake, inside the perimeter. Left side, loses it, and Soto with possession. And Martinez gets called for the foul. 2:21 left to go. Lyon on top, 63-45. As always, you're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. Bounce pass from Jones to Kashiria Woods. Woods directs traffic while dribbling. Goes downhill. Bounce pass to Kaza. It's stripped from Brown, and Brown comes up with it, finds Armstrong. Armstrong crosses half court. Over to Hadley. Hadley pump fake. Brown goes up for a deep 2 from the left side. Again, off the rim. Just under 2 minutes left to go. This broadcast will immediately be followed by the men's basketball game here at Lyon College. The men's basketball team still in conference, or I should say postseason contention. Here's Collins for 2, off the back of the rim. Good box out from Kaza to prevent Bowman from getting there. Here's Bradley with the ball. She'll stay on top of the key. Crossover move against Martinez in the paint on the leap. No good. Halliburton puts it up, and the foul. Paris Halliburton, the junior center out of New Bern, Tennessee, and she has a chance to make this a 3-point play. The Red Devils getting a little too handsy. They're starting to play with that kind of fire Lyon was playing with in the first half. And Halliburton knocks down the free throw attempt. It is a 21-point lead for the Fighting Scots. 1:40 here in quarter number 3. It'll be Raylan Brown looking to keep this one in play. Brown shakes it over to Hadley. Hadley met by Porter, and she'll have to drifts to her left. Here's Brown. Fake pass goes back to Hadley. Kicked out to Armstrong. Armstrong step back three off the back of the rim. Offensive board. Hadley finds Bowman in the paint, and she knocks it down. Nice easy bucket. And a great second chance opportunity for Eureka. Woods finds Kaza, who stops her feet. Into the hands of Olivia Wallace at the rim, and she draws contact. She'll be sent to the line, and that gets the Lyon bench a little hyped up. Olivia Wallace, a sophomore guard out of Benton, Arkansas. She doesn't play a lot. Given the reaction from her team, she knocks down the first bucket. Brown finds Hadley. Just over 1 minute left to go in this third quarter. Jump pass from Armstrong. Here's Brown. Not a lot of dribbling from Eureka. Here's Armstrong over to Collins in the right corner. Collins gets around her defender, puts it up, and she's fouled. And I think the Lyon fans wanted a travel. Head coach Michael Peckman for Lyon in his first season with the Scots arguing the... Got a point. Peckman, who has spent a lot of time around the sport of basketball. He was a seasoned veteran with an NCAA Division I team. And previously, before taking on the head coach position, he was the Scots assistant coach for 2 seasons. Here comes Woods, guarded by Hadley, right wing. Kaza across the free throw line, passes to Halliburton, left side. That one tipped, recovered by Kaza, and it's Woods, left wing. Bounce pass, tipped, and they're going to say Halliburton was the one to make contact with the basketball. Eureka gets it back with 28.1 seconds left to go. Oh, excuse me, they added some time on the clock. And that one tipped out of bounds into the stands and caught by one of the Fighting Scots fans. And he gets a nice little round of applause. 20 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Here's Armstrong looking to inbound. Hadley heavily guarded. Instead, it'll go over to Kayla Collins. Collins over to Hadley. 10 on the shot clock. Hadley in trouble, guarded by Woods. Hadley inside the paint, kicks it out. Brown open for 3, off the mark, and it goes out of bounds. Armstrong not able to save it. 2.9 seconds left to go. The Fighting Scots will have a chance here. Wallace, deep pass to Kaza. Kaza across half court. 1 on the shot clock, and Kaza is blocked. Coach Peckman wanted the foul, and Halliburton did as well, but they won't get it. So the third quarter comes to a close. Lyon 68, Eureka 49. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter coming up right here on EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
The Lyon Fighting Scots looking to close this one out. They're up 68-49 as we enter the fourth and final quarter. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew on the call. As always, you are listening to EC 103.1. So Eureka came into the third quarter down by just a single point, and Lyon really starting to chip away as we progress throughout this game. Both teams make their way back out onto the floor. Again, Eureka in the black uniforms, Lyon College in their pure white. It'll be Red Devils basketball to start things off. Martinez will inbound. Hadley has had some trouble just getting the basketball because of how much pressure on defense Lyon has been producing. And there's going to be a quick timeout, or excuse me, a quick stoppage, I should say. I think there was something with the backboard, again, that scorer's table, just having some trouble operating this ball game right now. So now Bowman inbounds over to Hadley. As we get this fourth quarter underway, Hadley, good screen from Bowman. Hadley inside the paint, and she loses it. She tried to go up for the shot and brought her arms from, it looked like her right leg almost, tried to get the ball up, and in that transition lost it. 9:52 left to go. It's Kashiria Woods. Bounce pass to Abascal. Nice little push off. Abascal across half court left side, drifts to her right. Good screen from Mason. Mason over to Abascal. And that will be a foul. They're going to say an illegal screen from Mason. So a turnover by the Fighting Scots. Again, they've produced a very small number of turnovers in this ball game. That'll be a lob pass deflected by Kaza. Abascal to Woods. Woods at the rim and knocks it down. The Scots outnumbered Eureka there. 3 players against only 2. Here's Eureka on the other end. Collins in trouble, and that is a double dribble, according to the one referee who was standing baseline. Coach Pace not too happy about the call. And I actually think he's still discussing. He wanted to travel against Lyon on their previous offensive possession. I think he's still hung up on that missed call. Here's Woods, right corner, bounce pass to Mason. In the paint, putting it up off the glass, no good. Gets her own offensive board. And she doesn't knock down the shot, but she gets fouled. And she will be sent to the line. So it looks like Braylon Brown will come into this game for Abigail Martinez. One of the points of emphasis Coach Pace has made as well in the pregame, in the beginning of this season, he had his original starting 5. Of course, the team looked a lot different at the beginning of the year. And now he's more focused on, I want everybody to get some experience on the floor. And again, you take into consideration his plan on rebuilding this program and where he plans to take this team within the next year. So I think it's really good that he wants all of his players to get some experience on the floor. I'm a true believer, and the best way you get better at doing, or the best way you get better at something is by physically doing it. It's one thing to watch and learn, but it's a completely different factor when you're doing the thing yourself. This one saved by Collins in bounds. Red Devils have numbers. Here comes Hadley inside the paint. Right side of the basket, puts it up, no good. No foul call, and it's Woods. And she knocks it out of bounds. It'll stick with the Red Devils. I'm a little surprised there was no whistle there in what was a very crazy sequence of events. It'll be Miracle Armstrong to inbound for Eureka. 8:34 left to go. Lions 79, Lions 72, Eureka 49. Armstrong finds Hadley. Hadley, right side of the basket, underneath the basket. Brown, left side, inside the perimeter, off the front of the rim. Loose ball taken away by Carson Gore. And she will get called for a double dribble. So Eureka keeps possession here, 8:23 on the clock. Again, this game will be followed by the Eureka men's basketball game. Bowman looks to inbound. Deep pass, Collins, right wing. Beyond the perimeter, finds Brown, back to Collins. Great ball movement. Here's a triple from Hadley from the left side, no good. That one tipped out of bounds by Kaza. And again, the Red Devils keep possession here. .8:12 on the clock. Bowman again back to work. That pass over the head of Brown. She tripped and it went off of her hand. So a turnover against Eureka. A lot of short opportunities here for Eureka. They're not really getting to develop these plays. Looks like Newton gets ready to inbound. But for now, Lyon with the basketball. That one tipped by Brown, and she's able to take it away. Good steal. Brown finds Hadley, left wing. inside the paint, kicks it out. Here's Collins for three off the mark, and that ball obtained by Kaza. Kaza passes to Abascal into Lyon territory, puts it up, and Molly Mason with the bucket. Another 2 points for the Fighting Scots, and they continue to extend and pull away. Just over 7.5 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Here's Brown. Stops her feet inside the perimeter. Kicks it out to Hadley. Deep in the left wing. Goes around Gore. Hadley with the move and the bucket. And I don't know if they're going to count the bucket, or I'm not sure. Yeah, they are going to count the bucket. So it's a 3-point play. It's an opportunity for a 3-point play for Hadley. And she knocks down the free throw. 52 points for Eureka. Here comes Kaza, picking up the pace. Finds Evans. Evans kicks it out to Gore. She will be met by Armstrong. Evans once again goes to her right. Here's Lopez, bounce pass, and finds Mason in the paint. No good. Second attempt off the mark, and Kaza, three times the charm. 76-52, Lyon on top. This has been a very light defensive game, if you will. Both teams mainly focused on how their offense is producing. And that'll be a shot clock violation against Eureka. Time ran out. And we've seen that from time to time this season. The referee's talking the previous play over. I'm not sure if they're talking about the shot clock or what. 6:41 left to go. Lyon 76, Eureka 52. Oh, and they're going to say, I believe one of the Eureka players was fouled before the clock expired. So it's going to stay with Eureka, and it'll be Miracle Armstrong to inbound. Again, you're listening to EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. 6:41 left to go. Armstrong looks to find Hadley and does just that. She's guarded by Gore. Good screen by Bowman. That pass deflected by Kaza. Here she comes. Fast break opportunity, and there is nobody to guard her. Great steal, great transition, great finish, and she adds another 2 points to her night. Here comes Collins. Stops her feet, in trouble. Finds Newton. Over to Armstrong, right wing triple. This one off the back of the rim, and it's Lopez pulling down the basketball. Evans tries to get past Collins, does just that. Pass meant for Joanna Zohal is tipped. Evans recovers. Kaza flips it over to Gore. Good pass. Joanna off the backboard and good. 80 points for Lyon, just under 6 minutes left to go. Hadley pushes the pace. The defensive pressure has really eased up from Lyon. Hadley off the mark, offensive board from Bowman, and she knocks it down. Oh, that should have been a travel against Gore. She got away with one. Here's Lopez with the fadeaway off the front of the rim, and again shooting right in front of her own bench. Collins able to grab her own offensive board after the first miss. Puts it up with the left hand off the mark. And it'll go in favor of Lyon. The referee blowing his whistle. Kaza inbounds to Gore. Gore back to Kaza. Gore pushes the pace. That pass way over the head of Johal. And I believe it was tipped by one of the Eureka players. So clock stops at 5:05. This ball still in favor of Lyon. Gore looks to inbound. Deep pass to Hall. Here's Evans against Bowman, and she gets called for a travel, and that was the right call. Turnover by Lyon. Eureka just under 5 minutes, and there will be a timeout taken here. So we'll take a break as well. Lyon 80 points, Eureka 54, as the Fighting Scots are starting to pull away. We'll take a break. Stay tuned. You are listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Lyon leads the score 80-54, and it'll be Eureka basketball to kick things off. Again, Lyon in the middle of the conference standings. The Red Devils only 4 more games after this one. They are just looking to display their growth and put together better performances. Brown off the mark for 2. Gore comes up with the rebound. Finds Evans. Evans deep pass to Hall in the paint. Good right hand. No good on the shot attempt. And it's Brown pulling it down. Here's Newton on the other end. Good move, and she will be fouled by Savannah Lopez. Clock will stop at 4:34. Newton will get sent to the free throw line. Well, just like Eureka's first meeting against Lyon, they began this matchup with strong energy and a lot of momentum. They scored the game's first bucket as well. But unlike the first matchup, this time it was Raylan Brown who provided Eureka with a spark in the second quarter. Again, no Courtney Hart in this one for the Red Devils. That definitely plays a factor. Newton, no good on attempt number 2. It's knocked out of bounds, and they'll say Lyon basketball. So we see Presley Andrews sub into the game for Lyon. Hands it off to Gore. Gore, deep pass into the hands of Heidi Parrish. She stops her feet, left side of the basketball court. Gore goes to work against Collins under the basket, and that shot off the side of the backboard, but she gets fouled and will be sent to the line. As you can imagine, and as you have seen throughout this ball game, the Scots have a very strong ability to score in separate occasions, if you will. Their defensive pressure has been phenomenal in the first half of this ball game. Both teams, I do feel as if they're getting a little more tired. Gore, attempt number 1, successful. 4:21 left to play in this ball game. And Gore goes 1 for 2 at the line. Newton with the rebound. Immediately finds Hadley. Hadley behind the back across half court. Gets downhill. Kicks it out. Armstrong. And there's going to be a foul against Andrews as she gets helped up to her feet. It'll be Eureka basketball still. 4:14 on the clock. Newton looks to inbound. Trying to find Collins. Collins with the reception. Stands beyond the right wing. Collins crossover move against Parrish. Armstrong kicks it out to Hadley. Hadley in the paint. Outside Newton. Not able to control it. 9 on the shot clock. Collins from the right wing, and she's blocked by Maggie Adams on the triple. Here comes Gore. Gore into the hands of Adams, and that one stripped away. Here comes the Red Devils. Bounce pass to Collins, left side of the basket, stops her feet, and oh, they're going to call that a travel. I think Collins had her pivot foot down. 3:44 left to go. Gore on the attack, crossover against Collins, and her pass ends up in the hands of Brown, but not before the whistle was blown. .336 on the clock. It'll be Gore to inbound. There's a quick stoppage on the floor, some confusion. And there's going to be a timeout. We'll keep things here, though. 3:36 on the clock. Lyon on top, 81-55. So Lyon College, just like Eureka, after this game, their season coming to an end. They'll have 5 more games. Their next game is on this Saturday against Blackburn College here at home. Then they're on the road for a non-conference game, and then it's back-to-back-to-back SLIAC matchups, Principia, Webster, and they end the season at home against Westminster. The SLIAC Conference Tournament will begin on February 25th. Again, only the top 6 teams in the SLIAC make the tournament. And right now, Lyon in that number 5 spot. Webster in first. They are 9-1 in the SLIAC, closely followed by Principia. So both teams resume play. Here's a right hand, no good from Joanna. And there's a bucket and a foul for Heidi Parrish. And the Lyon bench goes crazy. That's a big bucket for Lyon. Not that it really matters. They're already blowing Eureka out. But it's good for the morale. Parrish on the free throw attempt, knocks it down. Red Devils immediately respond. Just under 3.5 left to go. Hadley, left wing. Good screen from Newton. Kicked out to Brown. Back to Hadley. She nearly lost it. Had to jump to catch the basketball. Brown over to Hadley. Guarded by Adams. Brown goes up for 3 from the left wing. No good. Rebound taken away by Parrish. Parrish up the floor. Behind the back against Hadley. And now it's Gore getting to work. Gore over to Parrish. Parrish for 3. No good. Gore is there for the rebound. Loose ball. And it's going to be signaled in favor of Eureka. .250 left to play. We see Demaya Derby come into the game for Lyon. And here comes Eureka. Hadley across half court. Walks to her left. Finds Brown in the left wing. Brown overhead pass to Hadley, top of the key. Hadley drifts to her right. Bounce pass to Newton. She goes up for a right corner triple off the backboard. No good. It's Derby with the rebound. Good find to Andrews. Parrish overhead pass. And that is going to be another jump ball, as I believe Bowman and Adams were fighting for it. So in terms of the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, one of the players that has really been standing out as of recent is Lamaya Terrell from Principia College, one of the team seniors. She, as Eureka has come to find out, she's one of the top defenders in the league. And again, Principia, another one of those teams that is making a statement in conference play. Hadley gets fouled. She'll be sent to the line, and is unsuccessful on attempt number 1. 2:15 left to go. Lyon 84, Eureka 55. She'll go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Here comes Derby. Derby crosses half court. Just over 2 minutes to go. Here's Parrish. Finding some space, putting it up off the glass, no good. It's Adams with the board. Loose ball taken away by Newton. And she's going to flip it behind her to Hadley. Hadley pushes the pace, gets into Lyon territory, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Red Devils. Bowman will inbound for Eureka. But we see a quick substitution. Parrish comes off the floor, and Brooklyn Berry enters the ballgame. Bowman finds Hadley. Hadley open, look at the rim, knocks it down. So Eureka now at 58 points. Derby on the other end of the floor, crosses half court. Just over a minute and a half to go. Bounce pass to Adams in the paint, and she knocks it out of bounds. The men's basketball team for Lyon watching just outside of their locker room between both sides of the bleachers. Here comes Hadley. No defensive pressure from Lyon. Hadley finds Brown, deep 2 from the left side, and that's left short. Adams with the board. Here comes Derby, deep pass into the hands of Olivia Jones. Parrish, no good, but she gets fouled from the left side of the basket. 1:14 left to go. Again, Eureka, after this, they will head to Mississippi to play MUW. That game will begin at 1 p.m. Eureka earlier in the season hosted MUW. They lost in early January. 89-57 was the score of that game. Again, Eureka putting up a lot of points in that second quarter. That's been arguably their most effective quarter on offense throughout this season. Armstrong on the attack, kicks it out. Newton finds Hadley. Hadley for 3, no good. Great defense by Lyon. Just under a minute left to go. Here comes Barry. Barry from the right wing goes up for 3, off the mark. And she airballed, and all she can do is laugh at herself. 53.1 on the clock. Armstrong will inbound. She rolls it over to Hadley. Hadley lightly jogging across half court. Stands top of the key. Bounce pass to Armstrong. Back over to Hadley. Hadley thinking about what to do with the basketball. And no matter what, it won't be enough as Lyon will close this one out. Here's Newton from the right side for 2. Too strong, and it's Andrews with the rebound. On the other end, pushing the pace, Barry, and she takes a hard hit, and she will get sent to the free throw line. .9 seconds left to go. Barry in her freshman season out of Riverside High School. Comes in averaging just under 2 points a game. No good on that first attempt. This is her 7th game of the season. She did play against Eureka earlier in the year, and she did score from the field. She goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Hadley on the attack, loses the basketball. Derby comes up with it. Derby flips it into the hands of Newton. That's a turnover. And Eureka, open opportunity for Armstrong at the rim. Less than 10 seconds left to go. Parrish crosses half court. Into the hands of Barry. She goes up for three anyway, and she knocks it down. Some teams don't like that. Lyon already blowing Eureka out. And that, oh, they're going to say that's the end of the, they're going to say that's the end of the game. So the clock never, expired, but they did stop the clock after Barry knocked down the three, but I guess they meant to keep it running. So the final score, Lyon ends up winning. 87-60 is the final. So some confusion at the end of the ball game, but Eureka will drop to 0-21 overall, 0-12 in conference play. Lyon 10-10 overall, and this is a big push for them as they become 7-5 in the SLIAC. So of course Eureka will look to improve on their weaknesses as they get ready to travel to Mississippi, but that's all we have for you. Our next broadcast of Eureka College basketball will be tonight in roughly 30 minutes. Eureka playing Lyon College. You can listen to that broadcast right here on EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies, a leading Epson dealer serving Central Illinois. Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Heartland Bank and Trust. Randy Beagle, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994, and by Kirby Foods in Metamora. The executive producer of Eureka College basketball is Dr. John Malone. Tonight's studio operator was Liv Hardinary. On behalf of my broadcast crew, this is Matthew Swan. Thank you for listening.